we will discuss about your trip. Okay?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Samruddhi and I warmly welcome you in the session number 185 of Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. Let me reiterate the mission of our club. That is to create supportive and creative environment. As Toastmasters, let's use this platform to amplify our voices so that we can learn and grow together. Before we embark on today's structured journey of learning and public speaking, let's set a common ground. Kindly rename yourself as the role allocated to you so that everyone can recognize you. Please keep your microphones muted when not speaking so that background noise can be minimized. Use the chat box for applause, and you can also encourage and make it creative and engaging environment. Kindly note that the session will be recorded so that it can allow us to introspect and refine our skills more. Now let's hand over the stage to our dynamic president, Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. She is indeed a powerhouse of knowledge and creativity and a wholesome leader. She proudly introduces herself that she is a homemaker turned author, the author of 18 books, a wonderful blogger with over 200 beautiful and insightful articles, a distinguished doctorate in management. She has showcased her leadership skills by taking a dual role of president of the club and vice president education of esteemed Chalk and Duster Toastmaster. Please help me in extending a warm and enthusiastic welcome to our Madam President Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur. Over to you, Madam President Toastmaster Ravinder Kaur.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samriddhi, for opening this meeting with full zeal and enthusiasm and with your positive energy and a beautiful smile. And thank you for introducing myself. And for everybody, today is a 185th meeting. We are reaching close to 200. What are your goals? As I think I should remind you all that on 16th of April, we are going to celebrate our third anniversary of the Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. So any plan? Yeah, Toastmaster Manoj Lanka, Toastmaster Uday, Toastmaster Surinder, first of all, welcome to the Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. I would love if you will open your camera. No problem. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Toastmaster Manoj. Do you have any plan for our anniversary meeting? Third anniversary meeting.
I think we have time to plan, and we plan to make it something interesting.
Yes, exactly. What we should do? I'm asking that. It should be fun meeting, not this speech and anything. You can create something interesting. Any idea?
One idea is since we are struggling for membership, we can conduct a humorous contest. 4 to 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes.
Okay.
Let's declare it all over. Once contest is there, people will be interested to join in. It can be open to both Toastmasters as well as non-Toastmasters.
Okay. It
And
should be a
let's see
contest
how
form
it comes
or
in.
it should be a regular meeting form. Anybody can come.
It should be a
as
contest format, no regular meeting.
It should be in a contest format. It means you want a CJ, VJ, everything. That's good.
We may not
Wonderful
go
idea.
at that level, but we can tone it down a bit. but still, at least people will come to know about our club. A lot of people are not visiting.
Yeah,
So one
exactly.
idea
We all are
we
the
can
online.
brood upon it.
Yeah. Just Toastmaster Gaurav, what are your plans? Any idea from your side?
Nothing is coming to my mind as of now, Toastmaster Ravinder, but I think it is the third anniversary, but we should have a big celebration that demonstrate the success of the Chalk Industrial Club for the last 3 years. At least what we can do, maybe I'm not very good at the video clipping. We can take some clippings of the meetings that is there on the YouTube, and some of the funny movements or some of the experiences we can share in that meeting. And perfectly, I go with the idea of Manuji as well, with there wherein we, instead of the members, we also invite the non-members also to use this forum to have a platform so that they get they get accustomed to the thought of improving their skills, their communication skills as well. So that can be a good idea to increase the membership content what we are looking for as of now. So I think, but yeah, I think historically we should create some collage type or something like that, and we should demonstrate it. That was it coming to my mind.
Yes, surely. We can do. We can work on that part as well. Yes, Toastmaster
Sometimes
Simriddhi.
humor becomes bit not everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly.
So you can give it a thought whether it's a humor or a story.
Mhm.
Story with humor is okay. Story with motivation is okay. So you can have a storytelling competition that anyone can take on. They'll feel comfortable.
Mhm.
Humor, sometimes it is, as I said, not everybody's cup of tea. I'll think 10 times before jumping into humor.
Exactly.
So we can have a storytelling contest along with, as Gaurav said, we can have, because it's a kind of celebration, all that,
Mhm.
about 15 to 20 minutes, then the contest can come.
Mhm.
Uh, first the contest, then the celebration. And at the end, we'll
Yeah.
declare the result.
Yes, exactly. We will plan something. We still have more than 15 days of that. So, as I open the meeting number 185, let's invite the Toastmaster of the day. He is from the financial background, and as far I know, he's from Odisha, no, West Bengal. No, I completely forgot. So sorry for that. You are from GE Power Company.
Yes, I am from the.
GE Power Company. Sorry, sorry, I missed that part. He's a wonderful speaker. I have seen growth of him from the day he joined this club, and now he's able to handle more than 3 rules. I got the training of these handling of the multiple rules from my mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Bharat. Now I proudly can say that I am able to create leader just like me. I am creating a new line of leaders. So salute to distinguished Toastmaster Raj Bharat for helping me in the creation of new lines of leader. So let's welcome Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Gaurav Srivastav with their new theme, North Star. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder, for this lovely introduction. And my hometown is Allahabad, and right now I am in Durgapur, West Bengal. So I'm working with G Power, so that one was correct. But apart from that, I really love the way you introduce the audiences. So, are we ready for today's dynamic theme? And today, definitely, we are going to have an interesting session because our presiding officer, our president, Toastmaster Ravinder, will be delivering a learning session for all of us. And apart from that, we will have our lovely table topic session, which gives engagement to everybody. But today, the theme what I thought that I should consider and take it to this for this meeting was North Star. Any idea what is North Star and what is the context I want to set? Anybody would like to give a try?
Good evening.
It gives us a direction. Sorry, somebody was saying I got it
Yeah,
out.
I'm sorry. I want to.
Yes,
I'm
Surendra,
sorry.
please go on.
Yeah. I'm sorry, all Toastmasters, that today also I'm late. I just Ravinder was trying to contact me, but I was in a lift. So due to poor network, I was unable to speak my introduction and all that. Yeah.
Terminology.
I'm really sorry all to again delay today. Next week I'll be on a time. I'll try to fetch up some time from my office to join this meeting at 8 o'clock. The North Star we are talking about, that is related to like your targets, what you want to achieve in your life, where you want to go, and what exactly is the goal of life the person would keep in their mind. Uh, to achieve their North Star, they will focus. It's like as in a long-term goal as per my opinion, and that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Toastmaster Surinder, you hit this part. North Star is the objectives that we want to create for our lives. But how do we create our objectives? That's the question. Because everybody is in this planet Earth is different. They have their different passion. They have different objectives. They have different motivation factors. But a common goal cannot be the objective for anybody. So today, in this session, we will do a bit of an introspection that what do we want to achieve in our life? What what is the objective that I want to achieve in my life? What is, rather to make it simplified, my life is a quest of what? Right. So I think it is. First of all, let me just tell you from where this term came to my mind, because as if now in the beginning of the year, I am in a finance, so we were having the target discussion, the objective discussion, the budget discussion that we planned for 2025. And right now, I'm working with a MNC organization wherein they have the tendency of the organization change every year. So this term was coined by our vice president finance that first of all we need to find our north star. I hadn't heard that term any time, so I tried to find out what exactly is the North Star, so that it showed a pole star. But again, it was correlated with reference to the management discussions that we were having. So ultimately, when we came out of the meeting, I tried to understand that maybe for the organization to run effectively, we need to have a clear North Star. And how do we find the true North? So that is the theme that I want to set the context for everybody. Now, one aspect that I want to touch upon before we before we move to the next session, or before I call the general evaluator for his introduction, but I want to leave the audiences with with one thought, which I will try to catch up next uh, after it. I request everybody to just give a thought that what do you think is the meaning of your life? You hold your thought and we will have a discussion on this topic after we complete the general evaluation, introduction of the general evaluation section. But today, definitely we are going to have an interesting session. And to monitor the interesting session, the activities that we do for this session, I would like to call our general evaluator, Manoj Lanka. Manoj ji has recently lift the torch of our Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club in the recent competition. He stood third in the international speech competition, which gives a lot of motivation to our Chalk and Duster Club. With this applause, I would like to call Toastmaster Manoj, who is acting as general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmaster Manoj, over to you, and a clap from my side for winning the contest.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You said we need to have a single North Star. Yes, there is a single North Star up in the sky. But since we all are unique, we all can have our own North Stars. People all around the world look at the sky, but take different ways, charter their paths to reach their destined destination. When I say destined destination, destiny also plays a role where you reach ultimately. So that's why I say destined destination. But today, in our meeting also, we'll plan to reach our destined destination. And as a general evaluator, I'll come back in the third segment with my report, but to make this meeting learning for all of us, I've got other people who are going to help me out, being timing everybody, being checking what kind of mistakes we do, or being making it more wonderful by using good grammar. So for doing all that, first and foremost, I would like to call upon distinguished Toastmaster Raj Bharat. Is an IT professional who started his career, if I'm not wrong, in Mumbai, but currently ensconced very, very comfortably after his marriage in Ranchi, the place where Dhoni belongs to. And I would like to, and he's also the father of Chalk and Dusters, not to forget. He founded this club. And it is always a pleasure to see him face to face, though in two-dimensional figure on the screen over here. So Raj, welcome. And it is nice that you have been here as a timer. We'd like to know what kind of North Star you have and how you are going to time all of us today.
Thank you so much, first of all, General Evaluator Manoj, for introducing me. It's great to see everyone again today. Today, my role is a timer in this meeting. And as a timer, I will monitor timing for each of the speaker who will come on the stage and they will speak. And I will monitor, like I will show a green, my virtual background would be green at the time of minimum a specified time of your speech. Target time, if you will achieve, my virtual background will change to yellow. And if you reach maximum a specified time, my virtual background will turn to red. There would be 30-second grace period on higher side too to wrap up your speech or thoughts. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator Manoj.
Thank you, Raj. Could you show us those timer cards? Today we don't have any prepared speeches. We'll have a TTM segment and of course a keynote speech by Ravinder Kaur, which will be time for 20 to 25 or maximum 20 minutes.
Sure, Manoj.
Ravinder?
I am still setting my virtual background
Okay,
with the
sure.
Toastmasters screen.
I'd like to find out, Ravinder, how much should be your keynote speech?
Sir, I am also trying for the first time, so let's see how long it will go.
Okay, we'll give you whatever
It should be
time you
around
require.
20 to 25.
If you
Yeah.
are you are planning for that level 5 project 1, which is mandatory one,
No,
then it is
it's not a
18 then it is 18 to 20 minutes. 18 to 22 minutes it is. I mean, if you are planning to working on a project which is with objective how to speak professionally. So this is a longest duration of speech in Toastmasters pathway. It is of 18 to 22 minutes.
Raj, it's a project under Gurukul.
Okay.
31st March is the last date, so I was
that
informed
would
to
be different.
complete a education session on this one. So
Okay,
kindly
that would be different.
at the time accordingly. Yeah.
Okay.
Next, we come on to the our counter of today's meeting. A person who has joined us recently, but he amazes all of us with his depth and width of knowledge. Whenever he speaks, it is always a pleasure to listen because the kind of experience and the depth that he brings in, it definitely resonates with me. I find it to be quite interesting. So today, he's playing the role of the R counter. We call upon Toastmaster Uday to tell us what, how he is going to play his role today.
Okay, first of all, very good evening to all the Toastmasters here. I don't think we have any guests. I'm sorry that I could not join last few meetings. Uh, Apologies for that. So I had prepared for a grammarian role. However, I'm okay with R counter as well. So in this particular role, I'm going to keep a close eye on the usage of the filler words like and the repetition of certain words. Sometimes we tend to say you, things like that. So I would suggest that let's be little conscious when we are speaking so that we don't make use of so many filler words. However, it's it's not easy to eliminate completely the usage, but yes, we can always reduce the usage. And then at the end of the meeting, I will share my observations with the team. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uday. With that, let's get on to the language evaluator, the grammarian of the day, MBA graduate and aspirant civil service professional, a lady who takes on different roles and gives her best. The best thing about the lady is she gives 100% to whatever role she takes on. Let it be giving a speech or taking up a role. Something new that she brings in and experiments to enhance her qualities. So here is Toastmaster Samruddhi. Her name is Samruddhi. Samruddhi means progress. And that is what is proving through her act. It is not a word, but she lives by this name. Samruddhi, over to you for telling us the word of the day and, of course, your role today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. That was indeed a wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone, once again. Now it's time to contemplate on our vocabulary. We often know many words, but in our dictionary, there are very limited words we use day to day life. So, as a grammarian, it's my responsibility to look at, to pay close attention to all the speakers and look at the usage of the language today. So let me introduce a word of the day, contemplate, which means to think over something carefully. It's always wise, before making a big decision, it's always wise to contemplate on the possible outcomes. So I request all the speakers today to use this word and include this in our day-to-day dictionary. I will present my report when I will be called upon to do so. Over to you, General Evaluator Manoj Lengaji.
Thank you. Thank you. I request everybody not to use that G at the end of my name. I'm just Manoj. That is good enough. So thank you, Toastmaster Samruddhi. With that, before I give it back to the TMOD of the day, Raz is ready with his timer card. We'd like to see those timer cards. Of course, there are a lot of good lighting that is happening and a lot of things are coming up, faces followed by lightning, but we'd like to see those timer cards. Yes, that is green, yellow, and red. Thank you, thank you. King Bharat, Raj Bharat is King of Bharat. So, King of Bharat has shown us the cards and we are ready to kickstart our meeting. With that, back to Gaurav. I'll be back in the third segment once called upon with my team to give my report. Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you, General Leader, for introducing the roles and responsibility by the team for the today's meeting. So that was really great. But I like to touch upon with the question I left with the audience. Let's contemplate on the question that I have asked. What is the so? What was the question? Anybody remembers? So the question was, what is the meaning of your life? What do you think is the meaning of your life? Anybody would like to give a try to it before I get into this topic and then we move to the next session. So one meaning for everybody is to grow, right? Is to challenge yourself where you are and to improve yourself. So that is the one meaning. And for that one meaning, we have joined this Toastmaster Club to improve ourselves and to grow ourselves both personally and professionally. Right? So
You
this
talked about
was
North Star, Gaurav. North Star is also a branded company, shoes. And yes, we need to choose
we,
carefully the shoes. You cannot order it. It is better always to go to a shoe shop to buy your shoes rather than ordering it online. Because ultimately it need to fit. It need to fit your feet. That's the beauty of it. FIT fit and your feet FEET. Similarly, life is unique to all of us. We all have our own North Stars, and when you say meaning of life, sometimes it feels it is meaningless. You talk about growth. At the same time, each growth is accompanied by reduction. Increase and reduce go hand in hand. As you are growing old, as you are taking step forward, you are also retreating step back for a final destination. So that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of life. Growth and reduction go hand in hand. It cannot be only growth, it cannot be only reduction. And once you understand this, life becomes more full of happiness, full of joy. You don't get sad if anything goes wrong, and you don't get so very elated if something happens good. So that's the meaning of my life. It is almost meaningless, colorless, but it's full of color too. That's the dichotomy of life. Thank you. Over to you.
thank you, Manoj. First.
Yeah, even I would like to agree with the point which Manoj just mentioned, that it is meaning of life is just completely meaningless. I mean, so many ups, downs, so many things all become meaningless because when life hits, nothing is there. All are
Absolutely,
just like a drama. All are just like a drama in person life and played by the god. Just a drama, just drama.
thank you, Manoj, and thank you, DTM Raj Bharat, for sharing your thoughts. But we are here to achieve something. That is for sure. We cannot live our life based on that we are here only to live. We are here. God has given us this life to enjoy, to improve ourselves, and to challenge ourselves to be a better human being. So that is one of the objectives that we should have. And to improve ourselves is a point wherein we all have joined Toastmasters, right? But nevertheless, I think to find our North Star our objective, it is important that we reflect on our values and beliefs as well. because everybody is different. Everybody will have a different values. Everybody will have a different belief system, right? So based on your belief, values, and belief system, you have to figure out the objectives that you want to achieve to it. Because if somebody has the objective to for to like somebody has the objective, but his value system does not allow that, automatically there would be a dichotomy, there would be a challenge within themselves that whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. So it is important that your objectives should be aligned to the value system that you want to build. And then next is explore your passion and interest. Explore your passion and interest. So if your passion and interest is the objective that you want to achieve, automatically it makes your life simplified. But nevertheless, we'll touch upon this topic, but still there are a few points which I want to discuss, but it's time to move the session forward for the educational session. And for the educational session, I would like to call our presiding officer, Toastmaster Ravinder. But before I called Ravinder, I want to leave the audiences with a question. Like, what do you think you are here to put on this earth to learn? What do you think you are here to put on this earth to learn? So I leave the audiences with this question during the session. Just have a thought. And in the meantime, I would like to call Toastmaster Ravinder for her education session. Toastmaster Ravinder, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster GAURAV. So allow me to share my screen first.
While Toastmaster Ravinder is sharing a screen, I just wanted to say a few lines about life. I don't want to be philosophical here, but I would say life is a struggle for everyone. If you talk to someone who is not so privileged, and if you talk to someone who is very, very privileged, everyone will conquer to this idea that it is a struggle. And eventually, your attitude towards life decides how your life is going to be. You're going to be happy, sad. We often tend to ignore small happy moments in our lives and run always towards very, very, heavy things which are not so easy to achieve. So I would say instead of running towards luxuries, towards very, um, big things, we should always look into uh, to celebrating the small moments in our lives. And as far as the goals are concerned, I think at every step of our life, during youth, it will be a different goal. During when you get married, it will be different goals. You get old, there will be different goals. But yes, there should be one common goal in your mind that decides your passion, where you should put your energy during youth, during your old age, and that I think will keep you happy, healthy forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, Uday, for the dialogue. I think that was a good insight from your side. So, Toastmaster.
It's a philosophical, debate. Maybe we can open it sometime after the, regular meeting. Okay. Anyways, thank you.
Yeah, already we started meeting at 8 p.m. So I can understand. So, Toastmaster Ravinder, without wasting much time, all the audiences are eager to hear from you. Toastmaster Ravinder, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster GAURAV. I am very happy that everybody is almost coming to the same point. Like Toastmaster Samruddhi said, contemplation. Exactly. We all should be ready to contemplate on the part that whether we are ready to step into the leadership ladder or not. So I think after this session, you all will get some sort of clarity why we should take up these roles. What are the responsibilities of the club rules and what kinds of skills you can learn in these skills. So if I talk about how many of you are aware about the club rules? Yeah, great, Toastmaster Manoj. Anyone else? You can raise your virtual hand. Otherwise, I am not able to see everybody's. No problem. There are total 7 roles, starting from President, second VP Education, Vice President Education, third is VPM, that is Vice President Membership, fourth is Vice President Public Relation, VPPR, fifth is Secretary, and sixth is Treasurer. Kudos to you, Toastmaster GAURAV, for handling the treasurer role of the club. And seventh is Sergeant at Arms. That has been played by Toastmaster Tanisha. And I forgot to mention the name of Toastmaster Samriddhi, who stepped into the leadership ladder in the month of March. Vice President Public Relations. Congratulations, Toastmaster Samriddhi, for joining the club and stepping into this VPPR role after 2 months of your joining. So I hope you will learn something new, but who have not taken any kind of role, they will get some sort of clarity today, for sure. So let's start with the president. Do you know who is the president? President is the face of the club, who set the tones for the club. He or she is expected to provide the helpful and supportive leadership for all the club's activities. And she or he is the first to assume responsibility for the progress and the growth of the club. She motivates or resolve conflicts and facilitate the club as required. The president must occasionally step into and make a difficult decisions. But president rarely do so without consulting club excom or club members and other club officers. President usually show respect to all the members even when president does not agree with them and provide leadership for all. If I talk about the responsibility, the president provide positive leadership to all the officers and the members. President build a cohesive team and ensure all the tasks are completed. President oversees and facilitate the club meetings. President lead the club by example and treat all the members fairly and equally. He hold himself or others officers accountable. President always be diplomatic in resolving conflict. President encourage participation in distinguished club program, how to make the club at a distinguished level. And he or she ensure there should be the financial responsibility and accountability for the club funds. That is already handled by the club treasurer, but president always keep note of everything. And club president represent the club at district leadership and the area councils meeting. How many of you have got the idea what president is responsible for this role? Have you ever heard about this before? Yes or no? Anything, do you think it's not happening in our club? So that I can work on that part. After president, let's come to the second role, that is vice president education. Vice president education usually schedule the club meeting club member speech. They arrange the speech. If there will be no speaker, then he or she will conduct an education session like I am doing right now. There was no speaker for this Saturday meeting, so I thought, why not to conduct an education session on the club rules? This way, you all will learn the responsibilities of the XCOM as well as the skills you can learn by being the part of XCOM. And the VP education always verify the completion of the projects and serve as a resource for the questions about the Toastmaster pathway. They provide, VP education provide the learning experience for all the Toastmasters, whether they are new or they are the experienced one. VP education planned the speech contest, even the club mentor program. VP education is an important source of Toastmaster knowledge for the club member. If I talk about the responsibility, VP education set the club meeting agendas and assign meeting roles. VP education manage club schedule and plan meeting, manage member progress in pathways and act as a primary base camp manager. VP education encourage member engagement in pathways, learning experience, plan speech contest, keep connected with the Toastmasters, and manage mentor program, and always provide positive and impartial evaluation on the speeches as well as on the projects, even without being an evaluator of the speech. If someone will ask from the VP education Toastmaster will always be ready to help the Toastmaster who is taken up the role of the speaker. Next is VPM. VPM, Vice President Membership. Vice President Membership is helpful in promotion of our club and manage the process of bringing in the new club member, new guests, and converting them into the members. VPM initiate the contact with the guest and help them to feel welcome. VPM provide hospitality and membership information for the guest. What information VPM needs to get from the guest so that he or she can fill the form and welcome and initiate the process of membership. VPM always reply to all the communication from the prospective members in a timely manner. VPM manage the process of converting guests into the member. He monitors membership levels and strategizes with the club executive committee to cover the membership challenges whenever they occur. So right now, our club is also facing the same issue. I hope we will conduct one meeting on that part and we will strategize something with our XOM. VPM also conduct membership building program. How we can bring new member or how we can retain our previous or how we can encourage the members they can have the dual membership just to increase the progress of the club. And VPM also promote the club and recruit the new member and hold himself or others accountable for the club growth. Next is Vice President Public Relations. If I talk about the responsibility, Vice President Public Relations promotes the club to the eligible guest and notify the media regarding the club existence and the benefits. I am grateful to the Toastmaster Samriddhi who is handling this part very beautifully. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Samriddhi. She is also helping the creating the poster as well as creating the post on all the social media pages. Right now, we are not working on the website. So hopefully from the next term, we will work on that part as well. Like our club is completely online. So we are not working on this new releases or the marketing material. We are not distributing anywhere. We are just focusing on the social media pages. And otherwise, VPPR, who is also creating a club publicity campaign. VPPR ensure that club contact and meeting information is up to date in Club Central. So that if anybody visit the Toastmasters website and looking for the online club, then there should be the name of a president or VPPR so that we can get the lead from the word. And kudos to you, Toastmaster Surinder, who is a live lead from the Toastmaster International. I have not got anything from anybody from the District 98. He is the direct lead from the TI. Congratulations for joining our club. And next is the VPPR understand the importance and the impact of the Toastmaster brand, because brand compliance is the most important things. We are using only the 3 to 4 colors. And VPPR update the web content and safeguard the Toastmaster brand. He or she is not able to use any other material. Otherwise, they will get a pink slip or something like a penalty corner in a game, just like that. And the BPPR remain current with the leader letter, Toastmaster magazine, and Toastmaster International social media channels. After BPPR, next come to the secretary. And secretary is just like in every organization, there is a secretary to the main CEO of a company. In this, the same role is there. Secretary takes the minutes of at club and the executive committee meeting. Secretary organize and maintain club records and files. He or she update and distribute the membership roster and update the club and officer list at the Toastmaster International. Secretary understand basic parliamentary procedure. I request please mute yourself. Toastmaster Smriti, kindly handle that at your end. And secretary always orders supplies as needed. After secretary, there comes the role of treasurer. Treasurer role is to record and maintain the accurate and up-to-date financial club records. Treasurer manage club bank account, make deposits, and write checks as approved. Treasurer collects and submit the membership and renewal dues. And Toastmaster GAURAV is playing this role beautifully. And congratulations, Toastmaster GAURAV. I know this is your first time and you have done your level best. And treasurer helps to create the budget for the club. He files necessary tax documents and prepare documents for the annual audit committee. Treasurer prepare the quarterly financial reports. I will share the skills learned after this, but first learn about the responsibility of every roles. And last role is sergeant at arm. Sergeant at arm is responsible to store club equipment. As our club is online, so there will be different kind of responsibility. But if I talk about the offline, then the sergeant at arm is the person who store the club equipment, materials, and manage meeting facilities, provide hospitality and membership information for the guest. And sergeant at arms understand physical logistics, and he distribute the club material and negotiate whenever it's needed. Like if someone is conducting the meeting in offline, then sergeant is responsible to look for the location where they want to conduct the meeting, either weekly or monthly. So they have to negotiate on the location price, but they are charging for the meeting. And if I talk about the online sergeant at arm, it's a different kind of. The sergeant at arm is responsible to open every meeting 20 minutes before and do AV check, audio visual check, and handle the Zoom master role in every meeting, like spotlight, pinning the speaker, or taking picture. Sergeant at arm is also responsible to launch poll and creating the certificates and sharing the certificates to all the winners and the guests in one-to-one. And also upload the meeting recording on the social media channels like YouTube, if the club has. Luckily, we all have our YouTube channel, Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club on YouTube. You all can subscribe to the channel and watch the recording if someone has missed. After sergeant at arm, it's the immediate past president. Immediate past president provide the positive leadership to all the officers and the club members, Toastmasters. He lead by example and treat all the members fairly and equally, and always be diplomatic in resolving conflicts. And it encourages the participation in distinguished club program. It helps the club president, the current club president, to provide advice as well as to counsel them when that is requested by the club president. If I talk about the skills, what skills? These all were the responsibilities of our 7 roles, and this is the 8th, that is immediate past president. If I talk about the skills we can learn, that is different from each role. First, president, if I talk about, then being a president, you can learn team building as well as the delegation of the task. President can learn positive small group leadership. Like there will be in the EXCOM, there will be 7 members. They are working toward the growth of the club. So it will be a small group leadership under the president. And president can learn organization as well as the problem solving skills. That is a wonderful thing I have learned from the last 2.5 years. And if I talk about the organizing committees to accomplish a specific task, it's another skill like arranging the chief guest or chief judge or any contest. We are learning every time new things by being a president or by being a vice president education. And the critical thinking, it's another skill that I have learned in this. We can't say that thinking is a one time. Critical thinking, analytical thinking, or you must say the design thinking. They are the different kinds of skills we can learn being the part of the expo. And networking and the relationship building, that is another wonderful skill that I have learned. Otherwise, when I joined this Toastmaster, I joined this committee to learn the communication as well as the leadership skills. But the networking is a byproduct, I must say. The relationship building is a byproduct. After joining this Mumbai event, I get connected with a lot of Toastmasters. They were the experienced as well as the new Toastmasters. This was my first experience and I love this. And networking is another skill that I'm learning here. Conflict management, that happens everywhere, even every company. So president is a person who is responsible to manage the conflict inside the EXCOM or inside the club. It's a wonderful thing. And delivery of tactful and constructive feedback, that I already told, that not only the evaluator, speech evaluator or a general evaluator is responsible to provide the feedback. President can also provide the constructive feedback to every Toastmaster, not even regarding the speech, but in every context. And the last skill that I have learned is the succession planning. Who would be the next president? That is the wonderful thing. The president can learn from all the Toastmasters whether someone has some curiosity to learn something new, or whether someone has the leadership skills that can come up. Like I have seen in Toastmaster Samriddhi, Toastmaster Amroj Lanka, and Toastmaster GAURAV, they all have the ability to lead the club. So after the skills learned under the role of president, now comes to the skills learned under vice president education. Vice president education, being we can learn the strategic planning. What do you mean by strategic planning? Like we have to plan like who will be the speaker for today, or when should be the open house in our club, or when there should be the membership drive in our club, or when should be the education session in our club. So vice president education connect with the president and the whole exco, and then they plan accordingly. And if I talk about the performance, then VP education evaluate the individual's performance and determine the strength and weaknesses of every Toastmaster. And VP Education also organize and solve the problems, whatever he is facing during the every Saturday meeting or every club meeting or during the expo. We all are learning different. Not only the one thing is for the same role, the every role has the different skills. We can learn different. So I will ask you all in the end, what role do you think is best for you? And if I talk about the Vice President Education, they are helping us to get a best mentor for the best mentee. They check whether this mentor will be good for this Toastmaster or not. That comes under the role of Vice President Education. And the same way is a positive small, like we have learned that under the president, that is also the same thing, positive small group collaboration. And VP Education also learn the skill of critical thinking and also motivate others to set and achieve personal goals. Like right now I am doing for everyone, being it a new member or a old member, I am checking at what level they are right now and what are their goals, what they want to achieve before 30th June. So that is why VP Education is responsible to motivate others to set and achieve their personal goals. And strategic thinking and the succession planning. Who will be the next Vice President Education? That comes under the role of Vice President Education. Now come to the Vice President Membership. Membership, if I talk about just like the marketing, connecting, networking, it means you have to market. Like this is Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. And if someone is interested to join the online club, then they can join us. And then the VPM will build the relationship with the guest, and then he or she will convert them into the member. And in these roles like strategic planning, critical thinking, they all come under the VPM. Everybody will learn something under different role. We can't say that only president role is the best role. Even sergeant at arms is another best role. I have served for more than 1.5 years for this sergeant at arms. And if I talk about the internal and external communication skills, that is the mind-blowing skills. Internally, you are connecting with the Toastmasters. And if I talk about the external communication, then you are connecting with the outside the Toastmaster so that you can convert them as a paid Toastmaster. And the organizational skills as well as the problem solving, that comes under everywhere. How you will solve the problems of every Toastmaster or every guest, what they are looking for, whether they have seen any kind of problem in making the payment or arranging the data regarding what they need to get inside the club. Vice President membership is helping them. And these are the same points like the positive small group collaboration and the succession planning that every Vice President membership learn under this. And if I talk about the Vice President public relation, then there will be the, like Toastmaster Samriddhi is helping the club in marketing as well as the promotion of our club's activities, what we are doing every Saturday. She posted the picture as well as the posted the poster, club poster in advance on the all the social media, like the Facebook page and the LinkedIn page as well as the Insta, so that the non-Toastmaster can join us and learn the new skills. And social and the public media development that I have already discussed, that the VPPR is all responsible for these things. He is a bridge between the media relation and development of a social media plan across all the multiple platforms, but she or he will adhere to the brand standard. He or she will never use any other skills. Like I have used only this blue as well as black or white. So we cannot use the red color or pink color. That's all about that. And if I talk about the communication and the interaction with the local community, that is for the offline club. If you are located in a particular location, then you can connect with the local community that here they can join our club. But our club is completely online club and the global club. So we are not only connected with the local community, we are getting the queries from the all over the world. And this is about the networking and relationship building. It's quite obvious. It's the main reason of the public vice president public relations role. And critical thinking, organization, and the problem solving, and the positive small group collaboration are the skills that everybody can learn under the role of vice president public relations. And next is the secretary. If someone become or contemplate to be the secretary of any Toastmaster club, then he or she will learn the organization and the problem solving skills. He will learn the record maintenance. It doesn't matter that whether you have any skill of the commerce students or you are a CA, or then only you can be the secretary. No, you can learn this, because in TI, I love the concept of TLTP. You all will get 1-day training on every role, specific to every role. You will get everything there. You will learn how to do all these things, and you will learn this critical thinking and how you will meet the organization's rules everywhere, like the minutes, how you will create those and how you will record those and share with the president, and all the documents related to the meeting, and you will communicate these things to the larger audience when there will be any business annual business meeting. And secretary will follow the standard procedure. They cannot decide their own process. They have to follow the rules of the TI. If I talk about the treasurer's main role is to manage the fund. So the basic rule is to learn the basic bookkeeping, budget monitoring. Like in every home, we are also creating a budget for our 1 month expenses as well as the investment everywhere. So in the same way, treasurer is also responsible to create a budget for the 6 month, what we are going to do, whether we are going to spend our money on the trophies, or whether we are going to give any certificates, or like in our club, it's a online, so we have the expense of Zoom. So we are also creating a budget for that beforehand. And treasurer is also responsible to create a financial records and maintain all the records. And he learns the critical thinking, as well as he's also following the standard procedure. And he's also helpful. He's also learning the organization as well as the problem solving under the role of treasurer. And the last is the sergeant at arms. Sergeant at arms in offline and in online, both are the different things. But in online, problem solving is another skill that he or she will learn. What networking or technology challenges they are facing. In offline, there is nothing as a challenge. So only the location is there to just step in and deliver the speeches, and he or she organize everything. But in online, there is always some technological issue like internet issue. So Sergeant at arm will always be ready to handle all these kind of challenges. And Sergeant at arm will maintain the records of the certificates as well as the polls and the inventory control. If there will be 1 winner or 2 winner, how many certificates they need, how many ribbons they are required. So he or she will be responsible for that. And he must have the understanding of the physical logistics. Like in online club, we are not dealing with this, but we are focusing on the contest winner. If there are any club winners, so we usually plan for these things. But in regular meeting, we are not planning due to some budget constraint. I hope Toastmaster GAURAV can understand that. And if I talk about the networking and relationship building, then Sergeant at Arm is the first person who connect with the guest or who connects with the Toastmaster. So it's a wonderful platform for that. And he or she is also have to comply with the standard procedure. Next is the immediate past president. And the same roles, like we all learn in the different roles, like positive small group leadership, organization, and the problem solving. They all can learn all the skills: critical thinking, networking, relationship building, conflict management, and delivery of tactful and constructive feedback. If president asks something from the immediate past present, he or she can get the help from IPP. And IPP is also responsible to plan for the next line of leadership. And that's all about from my side. And thank you, everyone. Let me stop sharing my screen. And now the session, oh my God, it's a red screen. And now the session is open for queries. Sorry, I was not able to see the screen. I just keep on going. Yeah. Yes, Toastmaster Samriddhi, you want to ask something? If anybody has any query related to the education session, then they can raise their virtual hand. No? So I think that's all from my side. I hope you all have understand a little bit of the XCOM role. I should ask from DTM Raj Bharat whether I was right or wrong. Yes, DTM Raj Bharat, please.
Speaker and Madam President is always right, whatever Madam President says.
No. This is not the way I am asking. Whether whatever I have shared, whether it was right or wrong.
Definitely it's right.
Thank you. If something I have missed, then please point out, because I am also in my learning phase.
Yes.
Yeah. So with this, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster GAURAV. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder, for contemplating the roles and responsibilities for the group, for the club members, for the club positions very well. So that was a detailed discussion. But as a presiding officer, I want to take permission if we can extend meeting for maybe another 5 minutes because we are running short of time. And are we going with the table topic with this limited time, or we shall we skip, presiding officer?
Toastmaster Samriddhi, you can opt for only two roles. If there is one guest, then you can go for that, and one for the Toastmaster. We are not going to skip this PTM. That is a wonderful thing in that Toastmaster. So only go for the two speakers. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, presiding officer, for the clarity that you gave to us for taking the meeting forward. But again, I'd like to quickly touch back on the question which I left with the audience. What was the question? Anybody recollects, or it's all into the roles and responsibilities of the club members?
Toastmaster GAURAV, I think you
Yes,
asked about
good.
the purpose of the life.
Purpose was previous to that, but before your session, I asked a different question.
What do you think you have been put on earth to do?
Yes. So, what do you think you are on this planet Earth to learn? To learn. The question was not to do, the question was to learn.
Okay.
What we have left, we should all learn all that thing. Like I read a blog on that part, that learning keeps you young forever. So it's always good to learn something new. Like if I talk about this education session, there is always need to learn all the roles, not only the sergeant at arms, not only the treasurer, not only the president. We all should learn something new. If we have left even a single role, it means you are missing something. Being a president, I cannot say that I learn all the skills. But the thing is, being a part of XCOM, I have the overview of all the rules. I know what are the rules and responsibilities of all the rules. But the wonderful thing is we all should opt for different kind of roles so that we become perfect somewhere. But perfection is nothing that matters. The thing is progression. We should learn and move ahead in the life. Yeah, that's all.
So I would like to be a little practical here, considering the job I am doing,
Yes.
everyone is doing. So I would like to learn the skills that would open new opportunities for me and that would enhance the standard of life, the earnings, and eventually um, the way I can give back to the community. So I think that is the foremost thing for me as of now. Apart from that, yeah, there is a lot to learn in terms of spirituality that can basically enlighten you and guide you towards the righteous path. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder, and thank you, Toastmaster Uday, for sharing your thoughts. But we are, I totally agree with the concept that you have shared, but we are here to learn the experiences, right? So everybody on this planet Earth has come to learn the experiences what individual have, and then he have to communicate that experience to the next generation. He has to pass on that experience to the next generation, and for passing that experience, you need to have good communication skill. And here in the Toastmaster Club, we encourage ourselves to improve our communication skills. With this, I'd like to call upon our table topic master for today for taking the session forward for a lovely table topic session. Toastmaster Samriddhi, over to you for the table topic sessions.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Gaurav. So let's start with the next segment, and a very important segment, my favorite segment, but I'm really disappointed that I will only get the chance to ask two of our speakers. It's fine. So in our daily life, we often face challenges where we need to think on our feet. And it's very difficult when we are not prepared. As in one of the last meeting, DDM Raj said that we are preparing for the uh, impromptu prepared speeches. So even if we are preparing the speeches, we tend to forget it sometimes and we have to prepare or cook it on the spot. So it's a very difficult job when we are not ready. And that's where the table topic session comes at the rescue, because it gives or equips us with the four skills, which is, I always say the acronym is LTRO. L for listening the question, T for thinking on the question, R for restructuring the thoughts on that particular question, and delivering. So without this process, we cannot deliver at our best. So let's start with today's session. I hope you all are ready. Uh, First, I would like to invite Toastmaster Uday. Toastmaster Uday, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so here is an interesting question to you. If you could have a dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them? Toastmaster Uday.
A very controversial thought came to my mind, but I am not going into that. So let me just give me a few seconds. So I would like to go on a dinner date with a person who is very well known for finance management. He is a very well-known author of a lot of books on financial wisdom. His name is Warren Buffett. The reason why I would like to go on a dinner date with him is because of the upbringing that we have in our society, in our schools in India. We are taught about everything in theoretical terms. And the idea that's ingrained into our mind is that we are going to work for someone else after we complete our education with flying colors. We get distinction, we do engineering, we do IIT, IIMs, but still we have to work for others. We don't have this thought in our mind that we can work for ourselves also. We can set up our business also. This is my story also. I did not think in this direction at all until I completed like 10 to 15 years into my job. Then this thing came to my mind that, okay, this is also something we can think about. So I'm wondering if these skills can be learned by us right at the time when we are in school. That would be really great for us and for our families, for society, for India, for our country. So on this dinner date, I would like to get some more insight into how we can manage our finances. At this stage, I'm working, so I'm earning, but then the most important thing now is how do you manage your earnings, how you multiply your earnings, where do you invest, right? Things like that should be known. Otherwise, you never know where the money goes, right? So I would really like to learn the financial wisdom from this great person that would help me going forward. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Samriddhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uday. That was indeed wonderful answer, and it's totally relatable. After doing MBA, I came to know that what importance or significance the finance has in our all our lives. Because I was struggling with all this, and it was difficult to understand that why always there is negative connotation attached with the finances. Whenever we are talking about money, there is always the negative, okay, what we will do. But there are ethical terms which we can attach and it can be seen positively, and this should be taught in our curriculum itself. So this message is itself a wonderful, and we should apply it in our schooling, whether it's home or in schools, whatever. So let's move towards our next speaker. I would like to invite Toastmaster Surinder. Can you please come on the camera? Toastmaster Surinder, are you there? Okay, let's move to. I want to take permission. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, you can ask if someone is ready.
Okay.
Manoj Lankar
So I
will be
would,
always ready.
I would like to ask Manoj sir. So the question to you is, if you are a principal of a school, what three things you would like to implement in your school? Toastmaster Manoj.
Hi, everybody. Happy evening. And as a principle, I would like to implement learn by doing it yourself. We don't learn by reading books, it is by doing it. So I enforce that people remain outside the classroom more than they spend inside the classroom. This I have applied as a trainer. I generally get my students outside the classroom and I find it is more conducive. They learn more by doing things rather than inside the classroom that we teach them bookish knowledge. Second, always look up to people, learn from others' mistakes. Most often we do mistakes and learn, but we can always learn from others' mistakes. And how do you do that? By having that friend circle, having those people under whose guidance you can progress. Let it be your teachers, let it be your friends. Once we interact, we learn more for them and we can amend ourselves rather than always creating a mistake than learning from that. And third thing that I would like to enforce among students is discipline. That's the bedrock of whatever we can become. And discipline starts with we ourselves. It's not with forced discipline. If we can discipline ourselves, then life becomes smoother. So waking up in time, drinking enough water, not wasting anything, and finally accepting ourselves as we are. So all these factors I would like to infuse in the students who will be under me. I've done it as a vice principal, never been a principal. I did apply this in students, about 500 them, for about 5 years in a remote locality, Sunny School, Kolpara, and it was quite a success. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. So that was, thank you for sharing your views. I am really sorry I got disconnected for some moment. But I wonder if if you got the chance to lead a school, you will be a wonderful principal. So now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster GAURAV. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a table topic master. Thank you and over to you, Toastmaster GAURAV.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samriddhi. And I think today we did it. That is most important. But yeah, it was limited, so that was still. But nevertheless, I think it's important that we did it. So I'll go with the thoughts on that as well. So coming back, so before we move to the next section, that is the general evaluation for which everybody is waiting for today's meeting, I'd like to quickly touch upon the one few points which help us to fix our true north. That is the our objective that we want to achieve in our life. That we should reflect on our values and beliefs. This we discussed. We should explore our passion and interest. We should always assess our strength and weakness. Here is the point of differentiation from every individual. Every individual will have different strength, every individual will have different weakness. So it's important that whenever you are taking the objectives of your life, you assess your strength and weakness for that objective. And then there should be a self-reflection. There should be a self-reflection with the objective and with the dynamics that you need to consider, whether it is feasible, whether it is possible, whether it is making sense or not. That answer you can give it to yourself only. With this thought, I would like to call the general evaluator to please share with the very important feedback session for this meeting. Toastmaster Manoj, the general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmaster Manoj, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. TMOD of the day, Gaurav, you really did a wonderful job making us contemplate on different questions that you put across, and of course, bringing a lot of good ideas. With that, let's jump on to evaluation. To start with, let's come to our counter of today's evening. Toastmaster Uday, would you give us your report? How many R counts we have made?
Sure, General Evaluator Manoj ji. So let me say this thing at the outset that today's meeting was an impeccable performance from each of the participants. I could not find major flaws in everybody's speech. Ravinder ji took, I think, most of the time the stage, and I tried very hard to, find something in her speech, but it's just that only once she used "a," so that can be ignored. So it was 100% perfect performance. Apart from that, Gaurav used "a" 3 times, Samriddhi also 2 to 3 times. But overall, it was a wonderful performance, and I think I need to contemplate on my performance how it went. I did not judge myself, but I would try to make myself better. Uh, I think that's it from my side. It was a pretty smooth performance from each one as far as the filler words go. Not many used today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uday, for using that wonderful word, impeccable. Impeccable meeting. That's great. Now, let's get into the timer of today's meeting, DTM Raj Bharat.
Yes, good evening, everyone, once again. It's time for timing report, and a speaker, Toastmaster Ravinder, has taken 32 minutes 37 seconds for her presentation. In the table topic speeches, there were two. First, timing was 2 minutes 21 seconds by Uday, and then second table topic speeches was of duration 2 minutes 20 seconds by Toastmaster Manoj. Thank you. Back.
Thank you so much, Raj. Now, with that, let's get into the grammarian's report that will be given by Toastmaster Samruddhi.
I'll take just 10 seconds.
Sure,
Sorry,
sure.
I did not mention the names of TTM Raj Bharat, TM Surinder, and TM Manojji. That means you guys did not make any mistake. You were completely flawless.
Thank you so much for coming in and giving us that encouraging words. With that, let's get into the language evaluator of today's meeting, Samruddhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. I want to first give a disclaimer that I always say this, that art of listening is really the thing which I need to contemplate upon. I always try to focus on what people are saying, but I immerse in such a way that I forgot what they're saying, and I try to see the beauty about behind those lines. But still, I'm trying my best to learn, and there is very much scope of improvement. But I will really say sorry if I have missed some of the very good words used by all of our speakers today. Let me share the today's report. Kindly confirm, are you able to see?
Yes.
So today word of the day was contemplate, and I'm very happy today to announce that all our speakers have used this word n number of times. I'm sorry I didn't find DDM Raj. I don't know whether you have used it or not. I'm really sorry for that. But kudos to all the speakers today. And let's see, this words I have found very beautiful. First, the theme of the meeting was North Star. I was wondering what it is about. So I was able to connect. It is something about the star, which is always giving us the direction so that we do not deviate from our path. So I was right. So, and the next is feet to feet. So that was a very good phrase used by Toastmaster Manoj. And the next, when Toastmaster Gaurav asked about what is the meaning of life, the first and foremost thought which came to my mind was, oh, it's meaningless. It's meaningless to find. And two of our speakers said the same thing. So the meaning of life is meaningless. It's actually a drama. I remembered of the poem of Shakespeare, who always tells us that this stage is a drama and we are all the players. We have to play our roles like we are playing in the Toastmaster meetings, and we get to learn and just we have to go. Don't try to complex it. And it's a wonderful thing which I have learned from many of the philosophical theories around. And then the next question by Toastmaster Gaurav was, what do you think you are here to put on this earth to learn? There is so much to learn from the nature, and we have to have gratitude with what we are getting. And yeah, we are running out of time. Sorry for that. And the last word used by Toastmaster Uday, impeccable. I'm again apologizing that I have not used all the words, but yes, I'm trying to learn, and I'm hoping forward that I will improve my listening skills more. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to play as a grammarian. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you. Now, my short and brief report coming on to the meeting started in time. Kudos to that USA. My request would be all the role players, if you could join in time, that would help us not to attribute it to somebody else. We had given the role to somebody else, then we again changed it. Please join 2 or 3 minutes. If 5 minutes is too much for you, you can join 2, 3 minutes before. Then the last minute headache for uh, the TMOD of DP education will be less. She won't be running around finding role players to fill in. Second, coming on to meeting proper today, uh, the presiding officer did a wonderful job. Now coming on to TMOD. TMOD, I think you just outshined everybody. Not only the theme, but the questions that you posed. Every time you took a transition, you put a question and left, so that people get time to think and come back. And once you came back, you again pose that question to elicit responses. That's a wonderful way of weaving it together, making everybody think. And once you make people think, you have succeeded. Succeeded not only as a TMOD, as a person to make other people think. Most often we do not think. So you succeeded in a role making all of us think. So kudos to you for that. Wonderful use you made. Objectives should be aligned to your value system. That's a takeaway for me. Whatever objective you fixed, it should be aligned to my value system. I cannot borrow Ravinder's value system and fix my objective. No, it has to be my objective aligned to my value system. Now, coming on to the keynote speaker today, that's a wonderful way that you talked about the club roles. Now, few suggestions. Important bullets. You had those, what are the tasks? Then you came to the skills. Two different slides for each member. Combine both the slides. One side like a tabular format, task and skill. If they're side by side, then it will consume less time. Beside that, each bullet need not be explained. Few important bullets which are need to be, some bullets are self-explanatory. So don't delve on that. Only important bullets. How you are going to do that? Bold them. Those bullets you want that you should be talking about, make them bold and talk about them, not all bullets. By that, you will be reducing time and making it more interesting for the listeners. Now, next is Samruddhi as the grammarian and TTM. That's wonderful. You played all the roles and did justice. And you have been a galloping Samruddhi going forward. You are doing that. But apologize. Do not apologize. I couldn't, I'm sorry. No, we all are learning. So never apologize in the meeting. We are here to commit mistakes. And by committing that, but do not recognize and apologize. That's not done in Toastmaster. That's a rule we follow in Toastmaster. Next, G. Manoj G, Ravinder G. No. In Toastmaster meeting, there is no G. Once you prefix it with Toastmaster TM, that's good enough. So don't use G in the meeting. That's again a distraction. No, not for anybody. You should not be using it for anyone. And that's all. Thank you. Over to the TMOD of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator and his team for their wonderful evaluation. So that was a great thought and great encouraging points for everybody. So that was a great, wonderful. So before I conclude my theme for today, that is the North Star, I want to close this with an important thought from Jennifer Cummings. Knowing your true north gives me the courage to focus my energy where I believe it should be, not accepting to what is popular or pleasing to others. It is very simple, very straightforward. So if you have the clarity of your thoughts in your mind, you should move as per that only. You should not get impacted or disturbed by other people to impact your life. It is your life, your vision, and your objectives that you want to achieve. With this, I'd like to hand it to the presiding officer for taking the meeting forward. Thank you. Presiding officer, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster GAURAV. First of all, congratulations to everybody for playing all the roles beautifully and conducted today's meeting beautiful with just 6 Toastmasters, and the meeting was awesome. And with this, let's conclude the meeting number 185, and now the session is open for networking. I request Sergeant Adam to kindly click a picture in a gallery mode and stop recording.